losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it, and I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
And of course, I'm going to play the wrong intro. Anyways, hope you guys are doing well. Let's get a quick sound. All right, what's going on with this? Come on. Hello, testing. Test. All right, there we go. Welcome, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. This is David Manny, Samoan Watchman. Hope you are feeling blessed. Hope everything is going good with you. So, it's been a while since I put up a video. I was going to record this thing, but we're just going to go live. Screw it. We got some important stuff we want to talk about. The internet, reading our thoughts, tapping into our minds. And not only are they being more blatant about it, they're straight up mocking us now. So, that's what we're talking about. You guys can follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. I'm not on much of these. Just mainly Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You can find me at David Many, or my links are in the chat where you can follow. But definitely want to talk to you guys about some of the things that have been going on in my life recently, and just to check in with everybody. There's a few people that are waiting on a video, so trying to rush to put this thing out. We're going to record, but things weren't working out right. The StreamYard wasn't recording me right for some reason, so I have no choice but to go live. All right. Again, if you're new to this channel, we are a Truth channel. I don't claim to know everything. I'm just putting the pieces together, much like most of y'all. And just know that, number one, I'm not suicidal. And it seems like I'm getting threats lately. So I am not suicidal. I'm just a person who likes to ask questions. And one thing you should know is that Jesus Christ is the Lord of our lives and our Savior. He is our refuge, our Redeemer, and He is the only way. Jesus Christ, Yeshua, He is the only way. And when you got Christ on your side, you are on the winning side. So do not fret, do not worry, do not be scared. This channel is not to put anybody in a state of fear, for we are not given that spirit. All right, so don't believe the hype. I hope you're doing well. I know some crazy stuff going on today, but I hope that you are comforted by the Holy Spirit, and that you are tapping into that wisdom that only God can give. Okay, so once again, I got to check to make sure my sound is good. I don't want to do this and not have my sound up right. So just a moment. Sound is good. I don't want to do this. All right. So they are probing our minds now. So let me get into this. This is a fairly new channel as far as going over truth and questioning things. I wasn't going to talk about this topic for quite some time, probably much later in my career as a YouTuber. But since things are happening, I've been kind of forced to talk about this subject. All right, so I don't know if it's the month of January and it's anticipated events that set this thing off, because there's definitely something new going on in my life. Um, Ever since I decided to make this choice. You see, uh, I'm finally getting into this war of information here, and it's just like the enemy. Once you decide to get involved, the enemy is really going to try to flex and push on you, um, put stumbling blocks in your way, if you will. When you decide that you're going to lace up your boots and jump into this fight, but whatever whatever it is that set this thing off. I mean, I'm ready to share with y'all. And so, um, let's see. Since I'm gonna try to stay organized here. My decision to finally get involved with this war of information, I mean, is really, I would say, irritated the enemy. I really pushed the enemy to start flexing. And my goal here today is to share with you some of my personal experiences of what I've been noticing as far as YouTube, right? So, they're being a little more blatant than they used to be. Where their strength used to be their secrecy, now they're opting to close the door, baby. Sorry, they are opting to uh, be a little more out there. You know, they used to do things under the shadow of darkness and all that, but uh, I'm going to cover where they are just straight up being real blatant and showing me things in plain sight to the point to where it's gone from being questionable to now it's just straight mockery. All right. So, again, I thought I was going to make this video much later in my career. However, with all the information that's been coming across my mind the past couple of weeks, I want to put it out there while it's still fresh in my mind, fresh-ish, in my mind, before I really lose a lot of the details that I've noticed. So, um, I've been learning into the truth. I've been into learning more about truth for past 12 years. But really information that has come across my path, right, pretty much my whole life. There's been pieces of the puzzle that have been revealed to me. And when I say pieces of the puzzle, um, I look at things sort of like, well, let me give you this little illustration here. I look at my life sort of like, not my life, but everybody's life is kind of like a big puzzle, right? Having complete total knowledge would be a puzzle. And what I feel like is that every time you get a little bit of truth, you get a little bit more of that puzzle, right? You get another piece of the puzzle everywhere you go. And I'm wording all of this wrong. But let me pull up this little. I've got together a little bit of a slideshow. It ain't much, but I'm trying to be a little bit more organized again, like I was saying. But now that's disappeared. Okay, let me see. Doing things live is not fun. All right, let's see. Here's this. I got kids opening the door, and you know. All right, let me close this and open this again. Soon things are gonna get a little better. I'm gonna upgrade this computer and get this thing going. Maybe it's my internet. Oh, am I even up now? What's going on? All right, technical difficulties, y'all. Give me 1 second.
No! God, please, no! No!
Let me see if this comes up.
No! God, please, no! No!
All right, we're back at it. Sorry, guys. Things kind of froze for me. But yeah, information and truth is like, it's like a big puzzle, and I don't know about you, but it's kind of exciting every time you get another piece. You know what I'm saying? You get another piece of the puzzle, and you get to put things together, and you start to find out that all throughout your life, you'll meet people that bring another piece to that puzzle. You'll bring someone else who has this key information that'll help you to make sense of things. So let me see if this comes up. All right, so okay, there we go. Reading our minds. All right, so welcome to the Samoan Watchman. We're finally getting these rolling here. Forgive me for the delay. Rookie season today. You know what I'm saying? All right, so this is a puzzle game that I like to play on my computer while I'm studying, while I'm listening to audiobooks. And it's pretty, I like the whole 6,000 piece, 5,000 piece sets. And so this is how I explain the truth community, because a lot of people look at us when we could say one thing, we say one thing and everybody's like, oh, that just sounds crazy. We'll say something and it's just kind of off the wall, out of the blue. And you're going to look like the craziest person in the world just by dropping one nugget, but eventually what happens is you start to put things together and things come together. And then you have this, you get a little more of the frame of things, right? You get a better understanding. Things start to mesh together. Things start to piece together. What you find out is that almost everything is connected in the truth community. Almost everything is connected, and you find out there's a lot. What happens is you're going to find out there are some pieces that don't even go there. They don't fit. They don't belong, right? But because of discernment and praying to God for wisdom, cognitive thinking, you start to figure out what's real, what isn't. And there were things that I was involved in that caused me to waste a lot of time with things that didn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? And so it's important that you start tapping into people that are sharing this truth information. It really is. And that way you can start putting pieces together, put pieces of the puzzle together a lot faster. I truly believe that God puts people in your life for a reason. I learned that in business, that everybody brings a little something to the table. You learn from people, and when people come across your path with information, and I mean like another piece to the puzzle, and they bring forth experiences of their own, you must try your best to learn from that experience as well. You'd hate to let that go to waste, or else it's like we lose a piece of the puzzle and it takes a while to find. And every piece of the puzzle, if you haven't realized, is important. You can't put it all together if you're missing just one piece. Every piece is very significant to the completion, right? And so you got to look at things in that light, right? So in your quest of truth, never let anyone say that you're being distracted. I've been told that a lot lately, that I'm being distracted while I'm over here presenting truth to people, sharing information. There's a lot of people saying that you got to start focusing on Jesus Christ and nothing else. And because I'm focused on Jesus Christ is what led me to truth, and what led me to understand that the way we are doing things all these years is not the right way. And you won't understand that until you have a real good relationship with Christ. I mean, that's what's working for me. Whatever is bringing you to truth, let it bring you to truth. But don't let anybody tell you waste your time with some of this stuff, because it's getting crazy. So that being said, do your research, because the enemy has put out plenty of disinformation out there. He really wants us to start focusing on things that I wouldn't say don't matter, but they're going to flip the script and have people call us distracted, focus on things that don't matter, things that don't matter to salvation, all that kind of stuff. They're going to bring all kinds of stuff towards you. But anyway, in short, use your brain that God gave you and put the pieces together. All right. So I remember certain people in the past that I've worked with, people I went to school with, that have shared experiences with me, and the information, that they brought things that they've noticed, things that they've questioned. Um, I remember those things, a lot of it. And from that, I was able to find pieces to the puzzle I have together now. And I'm so grateful that I met that person, even if it was a short time that I worked with them. Um, Things that they mentioned to me made sense much later on, if you understand what I'm saying. Right. And so I am aware that it seems dangerous to be sharing with some of the information I'm going to share with you today. And I will share with you how I feel like I'm being threatened by the tube. Straight up, they're threatening me, and it feels like they're being, kind of an ass. I don't have the words, but they think it's funny. I don't. Well, I kind of do. I can play along with it, but yeah, it's a little. It feels like it's kind of dangerous to share this information. So it was discouraging to think about that, but I'm not the kind of person that's going to sit there and hold on to things and not talk about it and not address it. That's not me. That may have been me in the past, but not anymore. Not after what I'm seeing and witnessing. It's too important to not talk about it. You know what I mean? So, and that is the purpose of this channel, because things aren't right and we got to talk about it. Right? Things don't add up. And it seems like the authorities that we have placed in our lives aren't going to be upfront with this information. So it falls on us to figure out what's going on, start asking questions, figuring things out and sharing with each other. We owe it to one another, right? As we're all citizens here. I might not have all the answers. I don't claim to, but my goal is not to give you all the answers, but to get you thinking about things that don't add up and why are we not addressing this. If you're familiar with the truth community, you might not like some of the things I'm going to share because it might be common knowledge to you, but there will be some things that I feel are fairly new. And my channel is not really for the veterans of the truth community. It's more for people who aren't aware and that need a little bit of waking up, So I'm going to try to throw it in my little wake ups, my little clip. That's my little wake up clip. Anyway, let's get to it. So listening devices, right? Let's start off right there. So there are devices that have become a big part of our everyday life, right? We know this, cell phones, tablets, computers, right? We've become very dependent on them. And these devices are equipped with parts that are designed for listening to our voices when we need them to. Right? But these devices in our house are also capable of listening to its surroundings, even when we're not asking it to, and that part gets a little scary. So these devices that we have, right, they have the capabilities to do these things. In fact, should any person want to use these devices to spy on us, they would be able to tap into our devices and use these things against us. We've seen these in movies. The only thing I can think of at the moment is that scene for Batman, where his tech guy Morgan Freeman used a cell phone to spy on a whole building, and get in that way. It might seem far fetched, perhaps, but it is not reaching far beyond the capabilities of these devices and the abilities that people have today. This is baby stuff. If you've been paying attention, you could see that, everything is hackable. Right, as we are moving in this world where technology is just on another level, seriously, everything is hackable. I remember hybrid vehicles back in 2009 and 2010. I remember it was a Ford Escape that someone was able to hack into. It was a hybrid. Someone hacked into it while it was parked in a parking lot. The owner was shopping, and someone hacked into the vehicle, drove it into a brick wall. This is civilian level, so that's just a civilian. Who knows what Big Brother can do? That's why I'm staying away from the whole self-driving stuff. We don't need to be that lazy in that area. We don't need to be that lazy to let a car drive for us. You got to learn from Fast and the Furious where they were after older vehicles, anything that didn't run on CPUs because they didn't want to get hacked by their enemies who were up in their tech. So a good little nugget for you: stay away from that stuff. All right. But hey, if you're all about comfort and special capabilities and getting your brain fried with a Wi-Fi modem right behind your head, you go ahead and drive those little small vehicles that they got going on today. But by all means, for me, I'm gonna stay away from the newer model death trap. All I'm saying is that driving around and minding other drivers and passengers and pedestrians, it's dangerous enough. You don't need to be that lazy. So no need of that to add another element of risk to that. So you don't have to believe that it was a civilian that can hack into your phone camera systems and emails and all that. It's all good. But, what about Big Brother? We've already been told about, these companies right here. Let me try this again. We've already been told about companies like this, right, that are put in under the guise of security, right? So because of security, they want to implement guys like this, and their job is to handle cybersecurity. It says right here, it says on their website that they're in charge of global monitoring. So the word global again, that's a big indicator of whose side they're on. They want to talk about globe. They're definitely not on the side of truthers. So global security, because of security, they want to be able to, and they are able to tap into signals. So signal intelligence is what they say they are created for, but really it's because they want to get up in your house. It's not any global threats. It's they want to know what you're doing, what you're saying, what you're talking about, all that stuff. So that's why we have these guys, and these guys have been around for what they said as early as 1900. And finally revealed to the public in 1975. They're all up in the movies. They're not hiding it anymore. They are watching you, listening to you, and all that on your phones, your texts, your emails, right? So that's them. Now, trying to speed this up and get more to the juicy details, meaning my personal experiences. So their jobs are to listen to our phone calls, right? At least that's what we are told. They monitor information that we send and receive on calls, messaging, and this is the listening device that you have on your person at all times. What is strange now is that these devices are listening to our conversations even when we are not on the phone, even when it's not powered off. As long as there's a power source, they're able to tap into it. Have you noticed that you can't take your battery out your phones no more? That's what that's about. Right, so cell phones are there to spy on us. I was writing down telephone on my notes. That was weird. Cell phones, right? One's access to your cell phone is access to your daily life. They can literally open it up whenever they want and just start listening in. Some of this is old stuff, right? It's become normalized to us throughout the years. And, they just say that's what their job is, right? Is this right? Is it right for them to do this? Of course not. You know what I mean? But we're already in that system, so there's not much we can do about that. I don't think there's much you can do to end the system except opt out and be off the grid, if that's even possible these days. And I'm not here to shut that down. My goal is just to get you to hear what I'm experiencing. Again, the experiences that I want to share, I'm going to narrow down to just YouTube commercials. I'm sure this stuff is going on other platforms, and they're communicating with our minds without any kind of verbal communication. I'm pretty sure they're doing this on other platforms and other websites and things, but I'm only going to reference some of the situations that I've noticed and that I've encountered through YouTube commercials, and we'll keep it there. All right. So we know that they advertise to you based on, content that you search in your search history, your whatever search engines you have, through your shopping history. They're going to advertise to you through what you buy, right? Through what you're looking for. Now, I'm not going to touch on that subject as much, as they can, easily be demonstrated. I don't need to show you that. I was going to share with you some. I was going to share with you some experiences that uh, have been suggested to me, items and services and goods through my activity online. For instance, I have a podcast now, and so I've been suggested goods and services to improve my designs because I use Canva. I'm advertised other services just like Canva to produce images, posts, videos, and other media. Because I use Google Docs, I'm often shown through advertisements companies like Grammarly, who are there to help with my spelling. God knows I need it. But because another example is this microphone right here. I bought this off of OfferUp. This is a Blue Yeti, and because I bought that microphone on OfferUp, I now get uh, advertisements to do voiceovers with my microphone that I could sell my services as a voice actor. All right. And so that'd be nice. Um, because I use my Apple Pen, to take notes on Notability when I'm in a business meeting. I get other types of drawing apps where I can use my Apple Pen advertised me through YouTube. Okay. That's not even a video I'm watching. I'm using a business application to write notes. And because of that, I'm getting advertised stuff for writing apps and drawing apps and coloring apps on YouTube. So because I have a business, I'm being shown advertisements of the Monday application, the Monday service to organize my business. One time I had texted my wife. I said, how do you like them apples? Right. And, and it was funny. I wrote them DEM. I didn't put THEM. And, the next day, I get a commercial. I forgot what it was about. But I got a advertisement, and the main character, if you will, the commercial, at the very end of the commercial, she turns around and she says, how do you like them apples? And I had captions on, and it's spelled at DEM, not THEM. And so she said, how do you like them apples? And then she winked at the camera, and I was like, I see you. All right. So yeah, even off of things that we're texting, and because we're texting people things, we're getting commercials from YouTube. All right. And so pretty crazy. That they are able to look into your search history, look into the applications that you're using, you looking at your text messages. And because of that, they're able to show you advertisements. And by this time, I'm like, all right, that's enough.
Stop it. Get some help.
And sometimes, you tell people, like, hey, this is what's going on. I searched this, and all of a sudden I got this in my commercials, right? And people are going to react a certain kind of way.
That's bullshit.
Either that movie is too dumb. So yeah, she literally looked at the camera and winked, like, how do you like them apples? I was like, wow, really? So I don't remember exactly what it was about, what that commercial was about. But here's the thing. When I'm noticing these things, I'm not sitting there ready to screen record. So I'm not going to have clips on everything. Right. But they are definitely doing this more and more. Right. I'm talking about showing advertisements from YouTube based on your search history, based on your apps, and things that you're texting. So you're just going to have to take my word for it on certain subjects here. Right. So there's not much I can do there. Again, I've captured some of it, but not all. But it makes perfect sense for a company to know its consumers, to know what they're searching, to know when exactly they can target you with advertisements and push you their services, push you their goods, products that they have. And I'm not mad about that. I'm really not. As a business owner, I can understand. even though it's still an invasion of privacy. I understand. So here's an example of how our devices are targeting you with advertisements, not based on online activity, but through listening through your device. You have on your person at all times some sort of device that is equipped with a listening mechanism, right? And um, so when I was talking to, no, I wasn't talking with my wife about it yet, but I was thinking about this. I said, man, these things are really listening to us. And I was thinking in my head, let me make a video on this one day. I didn't know when I was going to do it, but this is one of the pushes that I was getting from whoever's behind all this, to go ahead and start talking about this, because I'm get up to go to the kitchen and I'm on my phone. I'm always on my Bluetooth headphones, which could be a key factor here. And as I was going to the kitchen, I get this commercial. Check this out.
The fact that this Reese's ad showed up at this exact moment proves that your devices are listening to your stomach.
It's pretty funny, right? So a little bit of mockery there, just mocking truthers, and it's that whole, oh, you're a tinfoil hat thing, and what if our devices are listening to us, right? And then they throw the whole joke out there to your stomach. They're listening to your stomach. Yeah, good job, Reese's. So I'm a peanut butter freak, so that's probably why that commercial is playing. But just the fact that they play that kind of commercial as I'm thinking in my head, maybe I should talk about this stuff, right? So I actually played that one at the wrong time. I want to show you this commercial here where the news even covers this, right? And I hate the news. I think they're full of it for the most part. But here's the thing: the enemy is going to drop hints here and there of truth, and just to mess with you, they're going to put videos out there. They're going to share information that is real. And most people are just going to go like right over their heads. They're not going to pick up on it at all. But check out this this.
Since I got these kicks, this mass out.
This guy looks familiar. All right, check this out, guys. I'm gonna play the first minute and a half or so
that you see on your social media feed are specifically targeted to you. It's almost like the app is listening to your conversation. I know it's happened to Katie on Instagram.
Yeah, Charisse, my friend and I were talking about a specific cruise that she went on, and just a few minutes later, an ad for that specific
conversation. I know it's happened to Katie on Instagram.
Yeah, Charisse, my friend and I were talking about a specific cruise that she went on, and just a few minutes later, an ad for that specific cruise popped up into my Instagram feed. So it made me wonder, if they're not listening, how could that happen?
Harton is my wife's grandmother's maiden name.
WWL TV photojournalist Adam Kopis and his wife named their new baby Harton. Like most new parents, they post pictures of her precious little face on social media. But Adam saw something strange online.
Well, my wife just showed me the phone, which was her Facebook feed, and she told me the story of how she calls Harton Hart. And so she's always, hey Hart, how are you? We love you, Hart. And then she started getting some ads on Facebook for the band Hart.
That's bullshit.
You're not a Heart fan?
I honestly couldn't even tell you what they sang.
It seems like everyone has a similar anecdote that leads many to believe the apps are listening in on the conversations. Even members of Congress questioned Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg about it.
You're talking about this conspiracy theory that gets passed around that we listen to what's going on in your microphone and use that for ads. Right. We don't do that.
I wanted to test it out, so we started with Instagram, with my Instagram.
Let's stop there. So they're saying everything that we're thinking here, that they're listening in with our devices and with apps, and they're just gonna act like it's fiction or whatever. They're gonna play it off as they always do. So that's them just being very blatant. Like, here you go, we're listening to you at all times. All right. And again, this is not the main topic that I want to get to. I'm going to get to just a minute. Just got to take baby steps for the new people, you know. So yeah, I think it's cool that advertising departments want to help us with things that we need at the house. At the same time, it's getting to another level of annoyance. Seriously, where I mean, what is this candy coated level of spying and eavesdropping to be called? What do we call that? Are we supposed to? How are we supposed to feel about this? Are we supposed to be okay with this? Is this supposed to be normal? That I got something right here that's listening to me at all times and is going to alert people and trigger things to be shown on my screen. Is this supposed to be normal? And not only this, but I got like, I don't know, 20 different devices around the house listening at all times. What are we supposed to think of this? They're listening in on conversations that you have with your wife and your children. Is there someone sitting behind a control panel listening to your most intimate moments? Is there a team of sales reps listening to you engage with your children, readily waiting to push packages on you and deals of the next, service or whatever it is they're trying to push? Are they even human? Is it artificial intelligence that's sitting there creating deals and calling up services based on your profile and your search results? I mean, we're supposed to be careful with the things that come out of our mouth at all times because they're watching. That ain't freedom. I'm sorry. That ain't freedom. You got people here listening and just monitoring everything you're saying. It's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Straight, seriously. And here's the thing. Nobody is going to address it. And, everybody's just going to sit here and be like, oh, I guess so. I guess that's the way it has to be. I guess that's the way it's supposed to be, just because the government says so, but I didn't know we're supposed to be living like that. I think that's really the way that they want us to feel, that we're powerless, that we can't exercise any rights and privileges. Maybe, in a physical sense we can, but I think spiritual authority takes over all that. Anyways, moving forward, privacy is not a privilege anymore. Not to them, but it is your right. So there's got to be something we got to do. All I can do for now is just make people aware. That's pretty much it. Just help people to be more aware. Just know that when you're having those intimate moments with your family, private moments, it's not so private no more. And that sucks. It really does. But yeah, again, I'm gonna play with you the short clip.
The fact that this Reese's ad showed up at this exact moment proves that your devices are listening to your stomach.
So that's them again, just in plain sight, putting it out there that they're listening. All right. So now, some of us have understood this for quite some time, right? Some of us we've been on this, right? So it's how we say it. I've been on that. Now I want to get to another level. This level is a little bit more disturbing. All right, so it's now becoming common knowledge that our devices are listening to us in more ways than one. At least that's my theory, that our devices are listening to us not just by the words that we say, but by the thoughts that come across our mind. All right. And, there's a lot of people that are not going to get this. Sometimes I feel like Carlos Mencia.
Man, come on, man. Don't you get it? Please, just get it, man.
I think that part's hilarious. It's a little bloody, my bad. But yeah, I think the internet is somehow tapped into our brains, tapped into our thoughts, reading our minds. And a lot of us are not going to understand. And there's a lot of people who are going to hear this, and it's going to make zero sense to them, you know? And here's the thing, they kind of want it like that. They don't want it to make sense to you. They just want you to sit there and just accept it or just brush it off as if it's nothing. You know, to me, you know, you listening to me, that's my fault. I brought the phone into the house. You know, I brought the phone into my possession, and I've allowed them to tap into my conversations and all that. But now that they're probing into our minds, it's getting a little crazy, you know. And I want to share with you 10 examples of how that's happening, right? So it takes me a while to put some content out. It really does. And I'm still fairly new to this. And I was taking my sweet time to put this content together for another video. This commercial gets released. And I'll share with you them showing you that.
Hey, babe, check this out. Alexa, it's game day.
Streaming football on Prime Video. Closing blinds. Chilling rosé. Rosé?
Well, it's an afternoon game.
It's like she can read your mind. Your mind.
Did I even share that? Oh, gosh. Let me do that again. What a waste. Oh, man. Okay, let me pull that up.
The universe is under no obligation to make sense to any of us.
Just wanted to play that while I'm pulling this up. Here we go.
Alexa, it's game day.
Streaming football on Prime Video. Closing blinds. Chilling rosé. Rosé?
Well, it's an afternoon game.
It's like she can read your mind. Your mind.
I'll stop it there. So that commercial has aired recently. You probably saw it during the Super Bowl or right before Super Bowl. But as I was gathering my thoughts and putting things together and trying to figure out what I'm going to say on this subject, this commercial comes out with Alexa reading your mind. You can go ahead and watch the rest of that commercial on your own. But it's pretty much Amazon, right? Amazon sharing I think I skipped something I wanted to share with you guys. Okay. Amazon, sorry, I did it. Amazon, you know, they're definitely sorry if I'm out of it. I took some meds because I hurt my foot. I slipped in the hail that we had out here yesterday in Los Angeles, and I'm in a lot of pain. You know, so I took some meds to ease the pain, and now, you know, my thoughts are all over the place. And one of my clips right here, I thought was pretty funny. Some dude hurt his foot. I don't know what he was saying except for my foot. That was like me yesterday. Anyways, yeah. So Amazon is playing this commercial on how it's reading your mind. And they make a whole joke about it. It was actually a pretty funny, well-written commercial. But, you know, first of all, Amazon, there's a lot to be said about them with their weird logo, which is either a phallus or a mockery of spaceships that go up and then they go left or right, wherever you're standing, right? Amazon is bad news. You know, look into it. And I posted on Facebook, you know, their mockery of their logos, how one of their prime logos is the upside down Freemason logo, you know, but somehow, moving on, somehow YouTube is suggesting goods, services, and products based on my thoughts, right? For someone, you know, who was for someone who was into Bigfoot for a few years, and for someone who even started to question God, the existence of God at one time, just for a little while. Don't worry, I'm fully confident in Yeshua, and in Yahweh. But yes, the internet is reading my mind, and as crazy as it sounds, I'm here to share with you some information, things that I've witnessed, and that I think needs to be addressed. Right. So yeah. First of all, I don't know how long they've been doing this, but it feels like it's recent. As it's, for me, it's recently has become very, very noticeable. Either they're just doing it more consistently now, or they just started, and that's why I'm noticing. And I don't know if it comes along with the events of January. They're anticipated with rollouts of sorts, or February. But definitely I've noticed it between January. I would say the very beginning of February is when I really started noticing these things that I'll think a thought, and YouTube will start playing commercials based on that. So I have a very keen eye, a very sound mind. I don't seem like it at times, but I'm quick to hear something, and if it sounds like bullshit to me, I'm quick on that. Like, okay, this doesn't sound right. It doesn't add up, and I've noticed these things, and I wanted to be quiet about it, and I wanted to just maybe ignore the whole subject altogether. But then, I remember Jim, Jim from The Office. He says, he was thinking about moving on to another company, and he said that.
What would I do with all this useless information in my head,
Right. So because I know things, it would be wrong for me to not share them. So here I am, guys. I'm going to go ahead and share with y'all some of this stuff here. All right. So I noticed things. Let's see. Things that I've thought that triggered these commercials. Right. So here's the first experience I want to share. So number one, I have 10, and maybe a bonus afterwards, but drawers. In my room, we have a dresser for my wife's clothes, and we have another for my daughter's. Our baby, she sleeps in our room. The kids spend most of their day alongside my desk, which is in our room. And, as I homeschool the kids, right? And so they thought it was fun to pull out the drawers and make sort of a staircase. So they would pull the bottom one all the way out, and the next one a little less. Right? They made a staircase, and they climbed up, and they broke the damn things. Right? So they destroyed the rails of the dresser. Right? And so one day I was on my computer, and I turned over and looked at my daughter's dresser, and I thought to myself, I should find a bigger, stronger dresser for her. 5 minutes later, I get images and advertisements about furniture that were on sale through a YouTube commercial. Especially, yep, you've guessed it, dressers. Right? Dressers. And I was just thinking in my head before this. I was like, I need to get something for my daughter. I need to get them a new dresser. That's what I was thinking. And there goes this YouTube commercial. Note, I had not searched anything on the computer or my phone. I neither looked up anything on OfferUp. As I noticed that OfferUp triggers YouTube commercials too. I didn't search anything. I didn't speak a word of getting a dresser. I looked at it and I thought in my head, I need to get my kids a better dresser. And there goes this commercial. All right. So a little weird. It's just a random thought in my head. And I was thinking of things I got to fix around the house, and that was one of the thoughts. And there goes this commercial for furniture. Number two, Cheers. I recently started watching Cheers. I've fallen in love with the old show, It's an awesome show, man. I don't watch TV, but if I do decide to entertain myself at times, it would be watching a rerun episode of The Office or Cheers, or something Marvel. But that is about all I do. That's about all I watch that's not on YouTube or Odyssey or any one of the information or platforms where you can find truth. If I'm going to entertain myself, it would be Cheers or The Office or something with Marvel. And when I do watch it, it's at 1 or 2 in the morning. So because I am an insomniac, which explains why I go live at 1 or 2 in the morning, because I can't sleep and because it's the quietest time in my house, which is the middle of the night, so that's when I go live. But as I was cleaning up the other night, I put on some Cheers, and as the iconic theme song was playing on my computer, I was streaming. I was cleaning up, listening to the theme song, and I love the theme song of the show. And I remembered a moment that I had. One of the last bars that I worked. I used to be a bouncer. One of the last bars that I worked at. There was an older gentleman who was the local drug dealer, and he had the most insane laugh. He had this crazy laugh. He was at the bar, and we were getting close to closing time, and he started singing the theme song from Cheers. And I didn't know what the song was because I haven't discovered Cheers yet. But he started singing that song, and I was like, I know that song from somewhere, right? And so I remember this moment as I was cleaning up in the middle of the night, watching Cheers or listening to the theme song of Cheers. Like I was streaming it on my computer. And, the next day, I get a text from my wife because she's like, I'm annoyed because she's watching YouTube wherever she was at work. And they started playing a commercial. They had the Cheers song. She goes, guess what song they're playing on this commercial on YouTube? Because I'm already sharing this information with my wife. And I go, nah, really? Seriously? And then later on in the day, I get the commercial with the Cheers theme playing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about this yesterday. Right? And so, because of that one memory that I had in my mind, all of a sudden I'm getting YouTube commercials, with that song. Right. So, I mean, what are the chances that they're going to play that song from one of my favorite shows? Coincidence? Maybe. Could be. Right. Number 3 example is my leg. I got problems with my feet, with gout and everything. And I was thinking about strengthening my legs as I have not been as mobile as I used to be. But because I was thinking I need to strengthen my legs, I hadn't talked about it, hadn't searched nothing. I get YouTube commercials about leg strengthening, how important it is for testosterone and losing weight. I go, that's funny. I was thinking about that the other day. That's a little simple one, a little vague. Here's number 4, belly fat. So I was looking in the mirror and thinking. I was just thinking. I looked over and there's a mirror right there in my room. There's a mirror right here. But there's a mirror, and I looked over it, and I was just thinking in my head, man, I got a beer belly, and I don't even drink beer like that. Just being honest here, right? And so that was a thought that went through my mind. I just looked over at the glass, and I was like, shoot, I got a beer belly, and I don't even drink beer like that. That's what I was thinking. And then I get a commercial about weight loss. But it's not just any weight loss. They said, let's get rid of that pesky, so difficult to shape belly fat. I was like, oh my gosh, here you guys go again. Right? So again, that could be total coincidence. Who knows? I've searched keto recipes in the past, so maybe that's why I'm getting that commercial. Here's another one for you. Number 5. This one was quick. This one was by far probably the quickest one. I was working on my computer one Saturday afternoon. I get up and I walk over to the restroom, and on my way back to my desk, I pass by the church's old keyboard that we have here at our house because we got a new keyboard. So I saw the keyboard there, and I was just thinking, like, man, it shouldn't be sitting there. It needs to have a stand. It was real quick. I barely glanced at it as I was walking back to my computer, and the thought was in my head, we need to get a keyboard stand. And as I sat down and I like to play YouTube. I like to learn from people as I'm working, right? I like to listen to music as I'm working. And I passed by the keyboard real quick. Came and sat down. And then YouTube starts playing to me sales that they're having at Sandmash on guitar and piano accessories. I'm like, what the heck, man? That was quick. I'm like, you fast, YouTube. You fast. What's up, Uncle? How you doing? So they're quick with this thing. So here I am, maybe thinking there's somebody out there processing this information, figuring out which buttons to push, which deals to get to you. But that was fast. Just get up. I wasn't gone more than a minute, and the walk from the restroom back to my desk is 15 seconds. And they already had a commercial right there ready to go. That's pretty crazy. Number 6. This one right here was one of the early ones, but it was one of the big ones. This is the one I was like, okay, how do you fake this? It was a couple weeks ago. I started getting this weird ear sensation. You ever had that ringing in your ear? It was like a real high pitch ringing sensation. So I started getting that, right? Exactly. Prince of Power in the ear, absolutely. Right. And so I started getting that ringing in my ear sensation as I was sitting at my desk. It was in the evening, I'd say between 8 and 9. All right. So I get in the ear sensation. I got it twice in 1 hour. And I was like, that's weird. Anyway, I'm still going, working, creating content, doing stuff to promote my business. And as YouTube switch from one video to another, and then the commercial comes on, and there was some guy, a doctor, saying, have you ever felt a weird ringing or chirping sensation in your ear? Blah blah blah. It's caused by aging and exposure to loud noises, ear infections. And I was like, what the heck? And I was thinking in my head, okay, what is this thing called? And they go, this is called tinnitus. I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is crazy. They're on another level with this mind probing, thought probing, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? But it's definitely real. It's they've definitely stepped up their game. They're not hiding it anymore. And I don't know why some people are noticing it and other people aren't. It could be, it's kind of similar to the whole Mandela thing, where some people are accepting the new information, some people aren't. So I'm still trying to figure this out. But how do you explain that? How do you explain something physically going on in my body, a ringing in my ear, and here comes a YouTube commercial addressing what's going on in my ear and answering my questions as I'm thinking it? Like, how does anyone explain that? That right there is crazy, and I'm still trying to make sense of it. But, I guess they're never going to give us an answer. I got this little...
The universe is under no obligation to make sense to any of us.
And that's what it is. They got no answers for this. Nothing. So again, I'm not here to give you the answers. I'm just here to question things and to help people to question it too. So number 7, this is number 7, another example of how they're probing my thoughts. The Illuminati breakfast. Sorry. So if you're familiar with the Illuminati taco shop, Taco Bell, the Illuminati is real. Okay. So one day, I homeschool my kids again. Usually we get up and we try to get breakfast before our first class. And I do a couple online sessions with them, with their teacher on their website before we go into studies on our own. And we usually do the breakfast before the first session. So we got up, we missed breakfast, and I had my kids here next to me on their laptops doing their home sessions, their first class. And I was thinking in my head, okay, what are we going to eat for breakfast? And I was, the quick answer is cereal. That's the easy one. But I was thinking, man, it'd be nice to have some Taco Bell breakfast. That steak and egg burrito they got is pretty good. And as I was thinking, what would be good for breakfast? Boom. Illuminati confirmed. The Taco Bell breakfast commercial shows up, starts telling me about all their new whatever they had going on. So that was another quick one. Actually, that was pretty quick. Within seconds, that commercial comes on. What are the odds? I'm not a fan of Taco Bell except that chalupa. And if you like McDonald's hash brown, you want to get something just as good and half the price, Taco Bell's got your back. Number 8, here's another example. Another example is privacy, right? So privacy in regards to what they're doing online. So I missed the first half of this commercial. I was able to capture the second part of it, which talks about artificial intelligence and what they can do when artificial intelligence, let me see if I got that here. What we can do when artificial intelligence gets out of control, right? So, see, I reached a point where I had decided I was going to go ahead and make this video and start talking about how they're violating privacy and how they're probing our search history, our text messaging, our emails, and all that stuff. They're not only that, but they're listening to us through these listening devices that we brought into our household, right? And as I decided that I was going to make this video, I started getting little hints from the enemy, little things that, discouragements. And then I get this commercial. And the first thing the woman says, the main character is, it was one of those funny written comedy written commercials about a real thing, which is security of our privacy online. And she starts off saying, "Oh, well, of course the internet is listening to you. This is very well known. But what are you going to do about it?" That was her exact statement as we started. I go, "Oh, shoot, I'm over here trying to screen record this thing." But I got the second half of the commercial. Check this
in mind. Datatron can govern and manage dozens of mission-critical ML models in production, even in diverse global environments. Bill can easily intervene if any models perform unexpectedly, and can easily maintain compliance with numerous demanding regulations.
I'll stop it there. But pretty much they're a company, a security company, online security company that's there to monitor artificial intelligence and, to help you to pretty much, if anything gets out of hand, artificial intelligence, they're straight out telling you there's a possibility that artificial intelligence can get out of hand and act on its own. And they are a security company designed to, I don't know how they're going to settle that, but they're there to handle it somehow. And they're trying to sell me that the whole security thing, right? So their services or whatever. And I'm like, I was just thinking in my head that we got to start, being aware of this stuff. And here they go pushing this service to me, right? So Uncle says she got that loud ring in her ear too. Yep, yeah, I remember getting that a lot as a kid. We're helping them create our own prison by buying. Yeah, we are. We are in that system. Seriously, this is all the pieces are coming together. And it's like they're playing chess. And we were not aware. A lot of us were not aware of all the things that were going to turn out to be part of their whole system. And it sucks that we're here now, but I'm glad that we have people that are awake. I'm glad that we are awake, that we're not ignorant to the devices of our enemies, and that we are, that we're on to them. You know what I'm saying? Like I someone asked me to, it was like, would you rather not know this stuff? I was like, I'd rather know the truth than live a lie. Seriously, that's just me. I'm all about, living right and living truth as we ought to. So yeah, here goes them selling me a commercial because I had decided I'm gonna be a truther. And so, and they're thinking things ain't right. That's gonna be the theme of my channel, that things aren't right. We gotta start talking about it. And here goes them saying that artificial intelligence may get out of hand and act up on its own. That is crazy. That's like what's that movie? Artificial Intelligence. That's scary. That is scary. Oh my gosh. Not that I'm scared, but just a scary thought. Number 9, we steal your ideas. Okay, so this one might be reaching a little bit, but to me it's personal. So what have we learned so far? That they are watching what we type into our computers and our search engines, what we text. I've shared examples of them tapping into things that I've texted my wife, things that we've said that have triggered advertisements. Now we're getting more into thoughts, and not just thoughts, but thoughts in real time. How about this one? What if they could find thoughts from the past? This might be reaching, but I thought this one was funny. So I mentioned Amazon earlier and how they're straight mocking us with their commercial and how Alexa's listening to us and reading our thoughts, right? They have that commercial with Scarlett Johansson, right? And so they have that commercial, just straight out mockery. This is what we're doing. What are you going to do about it? Boom. That's what it is, right? And so, yeah, amen, sis. Thank God we are awake and aware, and so thanks for being here, by the way. As we're getting this channel going, and I see what stuff you've been doing. Awesome stuff. So thank you. So I had an idea for an invention. I used to study to be an engineer. That's why I used to work for Boeing, making airplanes and stuff out of high school. And I had this invention that I thought back in high school, and I've only shared with a few friends. But I did share with one of a client of mine. I sell life insurance and financial products today. And I shared this with a client back in 2015. His name is Jim. His wife used to work with my wife back in the day. They were teachers. Jim is an inventor, and his son made Google Hangouts and all that stuff. So him and his son, they're known for figuring out issues and coming up with solutions. I shared with him an idea that I had for a shopping cart, and he was the only one that didn't laugh. Jim, if you ever get to watch this video, man, thanks for not laughing. So he was the only one that I shared this story with, and he didn't laugh his ass off. So I appreciate him for that. So I'm trying to find my little video for that. Oh, here we go. This is how people reacted when I showed them my idea of a shop. Love that guy. So my idea was this. What if there was a shopping cart where you go to the store, you already know what you need. You walk into your store, grab your items, put them in your shopping cart, and you walk out. Right? And that was it. And everybody laughed just like that guy, right? I think that was Zach Galifianakis. But everybody laughed just like that. That'll be stupid, But here goes Amazon with I think they call it the bulk cart or the Zoom cart or some kind of quick word. And pretty much they came out with that. And so here's the thing. Jim was the inventor, and he, my client, he said, you know what, you have something here. He goes, we just got to figure out how. He was like, let's make it work. Let's build one. Let's send the idea in. So I don't know who got this thing made, but that was my idea. It was a two-parter. One was this app, and part two was the shopping cart. And he was the only one. I got to look. I mean, I got to find out what Jim's been up to lately. He probably sent that idea and got that money. Jim, if you're watching, man, you might owe me some money. Conspiracy maybe, but what if they can reach into thoughts from the past and because they actually have this shopping cart now in Amazon, Amazon Fresh, their grocery store. They have those shopping carts now where you go in, you grab your items, put them in, walk out, boom, you're done. So who knows? That one could be reaching, but I thought that would be funny if they did that. Digging into thoughts, not just in real time, but in the past. Who knows? Somebody owes me money either way. No, just like, I'm not all about that money. Seriously, I'm good. You know what I mean? So I'm not that guy who's lusting after that kind of stuff anymore. Number 10. All right. So I got 10, and then I got a bonus one for you after this because it's what really pushed me to make this video. Number 10 was very recent, just a couple of days ago. Valentine's Day. So I don't really celebrate Valentine's or all the mainstream holidays, and so what's my stream app doing here? I don't know what it's saying. Anyway, of course I'm gonna have technical difficulties. That's part of this whole thing. Anyway, so Valentine's Day. Now we don't really celebrate like that, but we do show appreciation, my wife and I. And she went and made a little gift bag from the dollar store. You know, she knows me. I don't have an expensive taste. I do like nice cars, but I don't have an expensive taste. I'm you know, I could be cheap as anyone else. I learned from my dad. It's all good, you know. But I like to make things for people. That's the way I am. Anyway, I made her a gift, and she made me a little bag with little things that remind her of me. And she gave me a few items. Now, one of the items that was in that bag, you know, and if you celebrate Happy Valentine's Day, yeah, Happy Valentine's Day, y'all. One of the things that she gave me was something I needed, you know, and I was admiring it. And I was thinking in my head, don't say what it is. I was on to this, guys. I was like, don't say the word, the name of it. You know, but it was a tool. I'm a handyman. I like to make things and take things apart and figure out how things work. My wife knows me. So she got me some tools, and, you know, I was admiring one of them. I said, man, this is cool. It's got 3 stop triggers. That's all I said. I said, wow, this is cool. It's got 3 stop triggers. Right. And so then I get, I wonder if I put it up. Anyway, I get advertisements. So that was Monday, right? Valentine's Day. Then yesterday, I get an advertisement for DeWalt tape measures, right? And so my wife got me a tape measure. I did not say the word tape measure. All I said was, wow, it has 3 stoppers. I've never seen that before. That's exactly what I said. You know, so how does YouTube know what I want for Valentine's Day? You know, and why do they think they can give me something better than what my wife got me? That's what I want to know. You know, but this is craziness, guys. This is craziness. What are they doing? You know, seriously. It's getting to the point to where it's like, man, stop trying to, you know, give me stuff. You know,
Stop it. Get some help.
Sure, they gotta find something else to do. You know, except read my thoughts. You know, the crazy is reading my thoughts. But yeah, those are 10 examples that I wrote down that I wanted to share with y'all. And you know, excuse the hiccups. We're going live here, so it is what it is. But I'm just gonna stick with these 10 for now, and just actually I got a bonus. You know, I'm gonna keep documenting these things. What I said to some friends on YouTube was that I have a notepad, and I started writing things down on my notepad, and because I don't trust my memory and I don't trust documents online, I'm gonna start writing things down. I need to start putting dates on them. But I encourage you to do the same. If you start noticing some of these things, these events going on, write it down, share it. I'd like to know more about it, you know, because they are reaching pretty deep here when they're probing thoughts, you know, and far beyond levels of privacy. I mean, this is the ultimate violation of privacy. Seriously, you know. Now I think about it, I'm pretty violated over here, you know. That's good. Absolutely. You got to write it down. So here's the crazy thing. All right, so you know, these listening devices, you know, it was an outrage already, just invading our privacy. No one needs to know what we have to say to each other in our private moments, in our private spaces. Now entering this other level, you know, our mind is just a playground for them to explore. You know, sucks to say, you know, it sucks to have that understanding, but you know, it sucks. I mean, I just had to share it today, you know, and I can tell you some things that if you're here playing along, trying to figure it out yourself, there's things as I was trying to figure out how is it that they're doing this. There's a few things that came to mind, and if there's, you know, if I were on the other side asking questions, there's some things I would be wondering. So things that I want to share with you about myself. I am not jabbed with the jab that they're pushing these days. I don't believe in it. I do believe that it's affecting DNA somehow and turning cells into receptors of certain frequencies. And so knowing that, and if any of my friends on here are thinking the same way that I think, I did not accept the concoction that they're trying to put in us. And so, no, none of my cells have been transformed through that. right? So I feel that was important to know. Another thing you should know is that they have installed phone towers right behind my room towards the back of the house. There's a tower right outside the back of my room, a brand new cell phone tower. So if you don't know, Los Angeles went on lockdown, and as soon as they went into lockdown, boom, construction all over the place. Every cell phone tower, every light tower, street lights were converted to LED lights. Telephone lines were replaced. Telephone poles have all these new devices on the lines. Streets were torn up, and they had all this green rebar with devices hooked on them put into the cement. I got video of some of it. Freeways were torn apart, and they put stuff in the ground on the freeways. It was construction all over the place. Like, they moved fast, y'all. I'm saying super fast. And I've done a little bit of construction. I worked a lot of security on construction sites, and I know how long things take. These guys were on the move. I mean, when I say, crunch time, I mean, they were on the move. They were trying to get things done fast. To me, they knew that the city would be shut down just for a moment. The big city like LA, you can't shut that down for too long. But when they shut us down with the pandemic, they were out there tearing apart the streets, putting up, and I got a tower right in the back of my house. So I don't know if that's affecting things to where they can probe into my mind like that on that level, that fast. Could be that. So who knows? I am on a device for the majority of my day, as a lot of my work is online with my business and with homeschooling my kids. We got devices all over the place. I'm constantly on a device. So maybe it's that. Another thing I think might be important is my mom. She's not a witch or psychic or anything like that, but she can be a witch sometimes. Not just like, sorry, Mom. She kind of has this sensitivity to spirituality. She's a Christian, just like me. But she kind of she can sense when you're down, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Or sense when you're in trouble, or if you need money. She's like on it with stuff like that. I don't know how to explain that. So I don't know if that has anything to do. But yeah, I'm a believer of Jesus Christ. I exercise spiritual authority and discernment. And, I have never dabbled with any kind of witchcraft or voodoo or any of the sort. I'm always against it. I'm a strong, how do you say that? Not proponent, but opponent. I'm always telling people, don't be watching that stuff. That's me. So maybe it's that. Maybe they're probing into my mind because of that. But just a couple of things I thought. And the last two things I want to share, I thought it was funny. A few weeks ago, I was sharing this topic with my wife of them probing our thoughts and how they seem to be listening to and reading our thoughts. And I said as a joke, I said, man, that's funny. Like, things that we're thinking and saying are just showing up. She was like, yeah, I know, right? That's crazy. And I said, money, come to me. I said, money, come to me. And I thought it was funny. But yesterday, we got a check in the mail from some taxes that they owed me, from a couple years back, where they finally sent me some money, So, it. I thought it was funny because when they had not sent my check, my wife was like, "You need to go talk to them. You need to tell them we need to get our money. They owe you money." And I go, "Nah, we'll leave it alone because I'm not an expert in taxes." And I'm thinking, if they didn't give me something, then they probably don't owe me anything. I'm gonna just leave them alone. I'm not messing with the Federal Reserve Bureau. That's I ain't poking that high. So, they didn't send me anything, and I left it alone. And so when I said that a couple of weeks ago, I said, money, come to me. Boom, here comes my check of what they owed me. And it's funny, the timing, because there's an item that we wanted to purchase for our health. And we never get around to doing it because we always put our money towards other things, take care of this, that, whatever events going on. We're busy. And so we always wanted to get this exercise equipment and never got to it. But here comes this check out of nowhere because I said, money, come to me. And then boom, here comes this check in the perfect amount exactly what I needed to take care of this item that we needed for our health. So there's that. I thought that was pretty funny. And the last thing, I promise. The last thing, I'll share with you many examples of this event where there are probing thoughts. And I'm sure I will experience more. And I will share them with you as they happen. You know, and as I said this many times, it's been a struggle to get this channel started. You know, and since I made the decision that, you know, I'm going to go public with this stuff. I'm going to, yeah, you know, she was the empath. Sorry, I'm just getting there late. As we are covering some of this stuff, you know, I know that it's kind of crazy to share it. I don't care about what people think. But I think it was funny that the tube thought it was okay to do this. Now, I didn't capture this, but since I made that commercial, things have been happening to try and discourage me from moving forward in my journey in truth and sharing this information after that recess commercial mocking us and how they're listening to us. And I started designing for a YouTube channel. I started designing things for the YouTube channel. And in the back of my head, I had this thought, you know, could this be dangerous to know? Could this be dangerous to share? Right. And as you know, because I'm not that, like I said, I'm not that guy who can just sit there and just shut up about stuff. No. So as I had these thoughts, you know, is it possible these dangers that I might be facing in my journey to truth? I get another commercial. And it was a streaming service. I don't sub to any streaming services. I have Peacock, but I don't pay for that. My brother pays for that. So there's that. It was a streaming service that was advertising to me one of their featured films. I think it was one of those Christian Netflix kind of things, the Pure Flicks. But it was some kind of action thriller movie, right? And of course, I don't have the clip, but it was a streaming service. Okay, sorry, let me get it out. It started off like this. There was a black female facing towards the right of the screen, right? And she's narrating, right? You can hear her voice, you know, and she was narrating something to the effect of, you know, she tried hard, or someone was narrating, she tried hard to tell people these things, the things that only she knew, you know, things that they needed to know. And then the audio switches to the gunman, and the gunman, like, always, like, remember the picture of her head is right there on the screen, and then next you know, a gun gets pointed to her head, and the gunman says, "You should have kept your mouth shut." And then boom, sound of gunfire, right? And then there goes the flashing of the scenes of the movie and everything in the commercial. I can't remember it all. I can't remember the name of the movie. I don't recognize anybody that was in that commercial. You know what I mean? Or whatever the streaming service was called. It was some kind of B-level film, you know, but it was one of those times where the commercial would play just as I was thinking, you know, and I didn't screen record, so I don't have it. You just got to believe me on this one, you know, and I just think it's funny. Here I am thinking, I'm going to go ahead and come forth with this information, share this stuff, share with people how they're probing my mind, probing my thoughts. And as I was thinking, could this be dangerous? And here comes this commercial of someone getting shot in the head because they decided to share information and not be selfish about it, saying you should have kept your mouth shut. And so that, to me, I take that as a threat. And not that I'm scared or worried or anything. I got the blood of Jesus Christ covering me, y'all. I'm good. I got the full armor of God. So, you know, nobody can touch me or my family or any of my loved ones. You know what I mean? We're good. We're good. Trust me. You know, and so I laugh at it. You know what I mean? So I was like, we got the devil right here working through YouTube, you know, straight up threatening people, straight up threatening your life, saying you got to keep your mouth shut, not say nothing. You know, and I'm sorry. I apologize. I am not that guy. Who's going to sit there and not say nothing. I'm that kind of person that will tell you if you got a booger hanging out your nose, if you got your fly down, I'm going to tell you. If your shoes are untied, I'm going to tell you. If you're walking into the burning lake of fire, I will tell you. And I've gotten into trouble for this before. I've gotten people mad at me before. I told my wife's little cousin, cut that shit out because he was on YouTube or Instagram putting on heels because he thinks he's gay. And I told him, cut that shit out. And I'm very straightforward. If you're going to be walking yourself into the lake of fire, you can trust on me that I'm going to tell you something about it. So here I am with information. Just wanted to share with people. And now I get life threats through YouTube commercials. Y'all need to cut that out, man. Just stop.
Stop it. Get some help.
Seriously. This guy right here is not scared. And I'm going to keep sharing. And so if you like what I'm doing here, please like, share, subscribe, share some stuff with me. I love listening to, I have some people here today that commented that I listened to, that I watched. And I enjoy all of it. I'm grateful for the information. And there's power in the tongue, and we got to use our mouth. Get to flapping them gums, like my buddy Lucky says, right? Flap them gums, right? And so I absolutely appreciate you being here, Uncle. Thank you for being here. And thank God I was able to do this today. Normally I'm not able to do anything unless it's like 2, 3 in the morning because of all the noise. But I'm grateful to be able to put it out there. And I got some more stuff coming, y'all. Got some stuff I want to share. I met the most, I don't know what to say about him. This incredible person that I know God put in my path. Someone who claims, I met an 84-year-old man who shared with me some crazy stuff about the Navy. And I'm hoping to interview him. I'm hoping to share his story. He's all by himself. He claims to have been the person that founded HARP. HARP. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, that's not you. He was telling me some stuff. I said, okay, bro, I don't know why God has me here with you, but I'm glad I met you. We'll see if we can get a story out there. So pray for me that we can do that. And my new old buddy, that we can get to him again and share this information. But thank you all. God bless you, man. I just hope you all doing well. And just know that when you walk with God, trust in the Lord, lean upon on God and not on your own understanding. Don't listen to any of the BS that they be pushing out here. Question everything, my friends. And I know we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. So thanks for watching. God bless you. And peace.